Hey, what's up guys, my name is Hassan and today the audio sucks because we're gonna paint this Blue Yeti. So I want to paint the Blue Yeti to kind of resemble my headset, which is of course orange and black. So we bought some Plasti Dip, this is easy to remove so that's why I bought it. Got some Blaze Orange, as well as just matte black. In case you want to spray something with Plasti Dip, each can roughly sprays 1 square meter, so we'll have plenty. I bought 2, I was way too much, I still have 1 unused one. I never used the standard base, but we're still gonna paint it anyways. So a couple of tools you need. I have just a basic scissor, some screwdrivers, all kinds of stuff. A knife as well as an X-Acto knife because you will need to cut away some stuff, as well as a cleaning cloth to clean it up. What I have in mind is to make this orange, this black, as well as the whole thing orange. This grill I want to leave, and then the final grill I want to have black, as well as all the buttons and the logo. So the first thing we're going to do is remove these 3 screws. There are 2 here, as you can see, just Philip head. And then there's 1 underneath the piece of plastic that you can remove with a screwdriver as well. So like I said, you can easily remove this with an X-Acto knife or a screwdriver. Just remove this. So those are all the screws. Keep attention to these screws, you probably don't want to lose those. Now with the screws removed, we're going to remove the knobs. Ideally you would use pliers. Unfortunately I don't have pliers. So I'm just going to use my hands. So the on-off button or the mic mute button comes easily out of there. I'm going to put that with the rest of the screws. This should be a little bit tricky. So yeah, I was a little bit worried about, because we are going to spray this over, but they are like marked, so the volume knob will still work despite it not showing. Don't want to wreck this mic. As well, these are also marked, so don't need to worry about that. And then finally we should be able to just lift the entire thing out of it, leaving you with the base as well as the microphone unit. So the logo basically is stuck inside, so I won't be able to remove that. However, what I can do, because it is Plasti Dip, is spray it over just with orange and then remove it. Also what I decided to do is quickly sand it. I'm starting with 120 and going to 400 grit, just to kind of remove all of the paint, because as you can see here, just when I got it, I accidentally put some tape on there, and when I removed the tape, the paint came with it. So basically, if I were to paint Plasti Dip on this, it would quite easily just remove whenever the paint chips. So I'm going to do that quickly outside, because I don't want to get any mess inside, and probably, I guess you could know. I guess you know how to sand. I guess you know how you can use. I guess you know how you. Oh, I guess you know how to use sandpaper, anyways. Damn, that was hard. Now the external housing is sanded. That took way longer than I thought, even with an electronic like sanding thing. Now it's time to prep the microphone itself. There are in total 8 screws, 4 on the front and 4 on the back that you need to remove, and then there are also 3 wires that you need to disconnect. Removing these 8 screws isn't necessary, but it does make getting access to the wires a lot easier. So now all the screws are removed, and then we need to remove 2 on this side and 2 on this side as well. And there you have it, the 4 screws removed, revealing the wires and the actual microphone itself. You want to be very careful because of course these 3 things are the actual microphone. In case you hadn't guessed, this will most definitely void your warranty. Next thing you want to do is remove these wires. So that's why you do need to remove those screws, and it's a little bit easier to remove these pins. And then finally you want to also remove the inside windscreen. So now the actual microphone is done. Let's go on with the base. So on the bottom there are 3 screws. You can just press your finger, so you don't need to remove the foam. And you want to basically remove those to release the base from the main arm. So now we are all done with the microphone. I'm not gonna sand these two things just because the paint on these is still intact. I just did this one because I screwed up in the beginning when I just got it. Also, I picked up some electrical tape because I'm gonna mask this off. So now we have everything done and we're ready to spray. So for the actual spraying I used a box to put in all of the buttons. With a knife I cut some holes so I could put in all of the buttons. Also I used a beer bottle to support the microphone top mesh so it wouldn't damage the paint. I used an old empty energy can for the actual microphone housing. Now be sure that you do this outside, preferably somewhere where there isn't a lot of wind. You definitely want to put something underneath the surface where you're spraying, otherwise the surface will get dirty. I would advise putting something in front of your mouth, a respirator or even something like a tissue. Also some protective eye gear and definitely gloves. Unfortunately I couldn't find those, so I did it without gloves. Plasti Dip you need to spray roughly 30 centimeters away from the actual object and let it dry out for roughly 30 minutes between coats. Now you want to apply roughly 3 to 4 coats just for the actual color and then 4 more for the actual effect of Plasti Dip, so that is actually really easy to remove. In total I sprayed roughly 7 to 8 coats over a period of time of around 3 hours and I let it cure overnight. So I'm back. This is the next day. I let it cure for about 10 hours and you can see the final result. I'm actually fairly happy with it, though there's actually a lot of texture on this. Kind of knew that would be the case with Plasti Dip. So if you don't want that, just use some regular spray paint and you should be fine. I'm really happy about how the grill turned out with the silver accent. I think that looks really good. So now it's time to put everything back together. And there goes the last screw. So now we need to attach the actual microphones back to the actual circuit boards. So we need to connect the wires again. Basically, I don't know if you can see it, but it's J1 to 3. Basically, it is blue, red and black in that order. So J2 is blue, J1 is red, and J3 is black. So now it's time to screw on the microphone capsules to the actual iron bit here. So we'll need already the grill.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Also, don't forget to put this thing back in.
This is a Chuki Beat production.
Thanks for watching, please leave a like if you liked, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next one.